Welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscription button below and turn on the notifications so you get every single time I upload a video. If you're not new here, welcome back still. I love you. Thank you for tuning in every week to watch videos. This week we're going to be talking about different ways or different things that you can specifically teach your children about money in order to improve their understanding of money as a tool, in order to make sure that you're setting them up for financial success in the future, and also to build generational wealth, right? Because that is the purpose and point of everything we're doing, is to make sure that our kids, our kids, our great grandkids all do well financially and break all of these financial generational struggles. Okay, so the first thing that you want to definitely teach your children about money is that money has value and it buys things, right? So when we think about when we take kids to the market or we take them to the store and they're like, ooh, I want this, I want that, right? It's important for you to kind of start them on some savings journey. I know what my parents did when I was younger was they had like this jar. It's kind of like a piggy bank, right? You could do mason jars if you want to be millennial friendly, and have a jar where they put all their money, all their savings, and then you tell them, okay, if you want this box of cereal or if you want this particular toy, we're going to have to take this amount of money out of your jar, and then you're going to see how much money you have left, right? So if you really want this, it's going to cost you this amount of money that you've been saving, right? That's another thing. It's definitely important to teach them what it means to save, and the jar or the piggy bank are really good ways to go. One, because they're cute and it's what like parents do in general, but it also is a visual reminder and a visual tool. Children especially are visual learners, so helping them understand the importance of saving and helping them understand that things don't just show up and appear out of nowhere, that they cost money. The next thing that you definitely want to teach your children about money is that you have to essentially work, or you have to make money. So just like things don't appear out of thin air, money doesn't appear out of thin air. A really good tool or tip that you can do in order to teach them this is to give them chores. And I know we all wanted an allowance as a kid. I definitely did, but I didn't get an allowance simply for existing. I had to do things, right? And what we can do now to be more millennial friendly, because that's what we are. What you can do is definitely have a chore board and say, okay, mopping the floor. Well, I don't know if you want your 6-year-old mopping the floor, but mopping the floor, you'll earn $3 or $5, or sweeping or vacuuming or polishing the furniture, whatever it is. I haven't done chores. I mean, I guess my household cleaning is a chore. I don't get paid for that though. Yes, so giving them chores that equate to some sort of dollar amount, and they know that, okay, if I do these 10 things in the household, I will have earned $5 for the week. I put that into my savings, and if I want that sugary sweet cereal when we go to the market that costs $4, I know that I put in X amount of work in the house to earn those $4 in order to buy that cereal that's really unhealthy. Message. Okay, so that is definitely a tip or tool that really helps when trying to teach your kids about money, is showing them that you have to work in order to earn that money. Another important thing that you want to teach your children is the value of assets. I don't know when I learned about net worth, but I know it wasn't as a child. And I mentioned in my generational wealth video previously, which you can watch up here, right? You definitely want your child to not only understand net worth, but to have a positive net worth. And I would love for when my child turns 18 years old to have a net worth of over $1 million. And I know that sounds crazy, but I want to have a net worth of $1 million in the next 5 years. So yeah, start somewhere, right? So that involves doing things like telling them what investing is, telling them what a 529 is, which, you know, if you haven't opened up a 529 for your child yet, that is something you definitely want to talk about them. And you're not taking away their childhood. You know, people always say, let kids be kids, let kids enjoy things. Of course. But I would have definitely been enjoying adulthood a lot more if I knew a lot of the tips and tricks that money really could do for you or provide for you as you were growing. And you know, I didn't come from a trust fund. I'm not a trust fund baby. A lot of the things with money I had to learn and teach myself. And I don't want that same struggle for my children. So that's why it's really important that, yes, you let a child be a child and you teach them things at their level, but you still need to teach them the importance of money and how important it is as a tool when navigating their childhood, their adolescence, and their adulthood. Now, the last two things that I want to talk about are responsibility, and that really goes into being a good example or role model for your kid. Now, what I mean by responsibility is pretty much teaching them to avoid impulse buying. That was something that my parents really stressed, and they also tied it in with the idea of, okay, if you buy this, you will not be able to buy this, you will not be able to afford this because you don't make enough in your allowance to buy both, right? So how much do you really want this, right? Do you still think about it in a week or two? And I use that ideology still now to this current day. If I put something in my cart and I'm really thinking about it, I might buy it, but I'm not just going to buy it like, oh, it's on sale. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to let a few days, a few weeks pass by. And that's something you can start teaching your kids from young, right? You can control your impulse buying. You're leading by example and showing them we don't just buy whatever we see at Toys R Us, which I guess no longer exists, but whatever the modern day Toys R Us will be. But yeah, so impulse buying is something you definitely want to control as a role model and definitely want to teach them to avoid doing. The last thing that you want to kind of show your child about money is the importance of credit. And they're like, I'm not teaching my 7-year-old credit. It doesn't have to be 7 years old, right? So you can start off with just teaching them the ideas of what saving money, right? Or opening a really simple checking account or a really simple savings account and showing them how important it is for saving and budgeting. And as you're introducing the ideas of saving and budgeting, you can introduce the idea of avoiding debt, avoiding loans. And as you're introducing that idea, you can tell them what happens if you don't pay back a credit card, or what happens if you take a loan and you don't pay it back and your credit, will be affected. So these are all building blocks into things you can lead into. And I'm not saying teach your kid about the pitfalls of the stock market at 3, but it's a really great line of conversation to tie through as you're raising all those amazing kids that I know you're raising. Because if you're following me, you have to be amazing. So you're an amazing parent too, right? So can't speak. Those are all the tips and advice that I have for you as a parent that is trying to build generational wealth for your kids. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next